Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's time for Trek on Tuesday, and we're joined today by a couple of special guests at an iconic location that most of you, probably all of you, have at least heard of, but you might not know about everything that goes on there. Everybody, welcome Maddie and Amy to the show. How are you guys doing out there?
We're doing great.
Yeah, we're doing great. We're excited.
Tell the folks where you are. Where are you right now? It looks like such a cool little decor you've got there.
Yeah, so we're in the Villa Philmont. Some of you may recognize this room. This is the trophy room. But in honor of talking about the training center today, we wanted to be in somewhere historic to the training center. And so we were in the villa where they used to have the original conferences back in the 1950s. So to keep up our tradition, we wanted to be here with you guys today in the villa.
That is so cool. Yes, they are coming to us live from Philmont Scout Ranch. Everybody knows, I think, Philmont Scout Ranch, known for kind of being this iconic location, right, for scouts, venturers, older scouts to go on these sort of epic, life-changing backpacking treks to the top of mountains and just some of the, literally most pristine wilderness in North America. And of course, all that stuff is great. I bet a lot of our viewers have probably been there. Maybe not quite as many people know, though, about Philmont Training Center, which is what Maddie and Amy are here to talk to us today about. Happy 75th birthday to the Philmont Training Center. This is their 75th anniversary, and Maddie just said that you guys are coming from the villa where this is where the first training session was held 75 years ago. Do I have that right?
Yes. Yeah, the first conferences were held in the villa, and people stay here. So we're super excited to be down in the trophy room. It's nice and cool today. We have lots of great decor to enjoy. So we hope you can enjoy our little bison nose that's up here above us. So
yeah, the little background is great. Yeah, I love it. It looks like you guys are right in it, which is really cool. I was lucky enough probably a year or so ago to visit Philmont, and they gave me a tour of that villa. It's very, very cool. We're so thankful to have you guys again here today. Who can just give us maybe a general overview of Philmont Training Center? What is the training center, and what goes on out there?
Okay, so I'll give it a shot. Maddie's definitely our subject matter expert here. Maddie's been working here for many, many years. This is my day too.
Second day.
This is my second day. Been here many times, just for various conferences or gatherings. This place is what I could say is a magical place. So it's for all types of people, scouters, volunteers, scouts and their families, and also those that aren't familiar with scouting or have ever even done anything in scouting. We are open and welcome to all for a variety of different opportunities that we'll talk a lot about today.
Yeah, right. The main message is there's something here for everybody. You could be, maybe you want to join scouting or you've never been in scouting. We have something here for everyone, every age, to come and enjoy Philmont and get the experience. I saw that Rusty on the chat has never been here. I want to invite you personally to please come out. We're going to have an awesome summer, and we're going to tell you more about it.
Yes, I'm definitely right. Rusty, you need to get out there. When I finally made it out there to Philmont, not that long ago, I'm ashamed to say, it was amazing. It's very, very cool. Mark says, welcome, Amy. Yeah, Amy's new to Philmont, but she's not new to scouting. Amy and I have known each other for 10 or 15 years, right, Amy? So it's good to see you again. And Maddie's been at Philmont for many years now. So we are in good hands with this show, and we're going to talk about Philmont Training Center. Fred says this will be my 4th trip to PTC Commissioner Week. He's also a Philmont ambassador. Thank you, Fred.
Hi, Fred. Nice to see you on, Fred.
Very, very cool. A quick shout out to Wendy from Elgin, Illinois. And a quick shout to Rusty. Yeah, Rusty said he's never been there. He's from Philadelphia, Ohio. So again, I think Philmont, known for its backpacking, known for its tent camping in the middle of nowhere. Before we get into, we're going to get into the actual conferences and the actual training sessions. And like you guys said, there's a training session for everybody. But when you go to the Philmont Training Center, do you have to backpack 20 miles through the wilderness to get there? Tell us about logistically what the training center is like.
Yeah, so if you want to come to the training center, it's not a hike to get here. You can show up and you are ready to relax and play and hang out with your family. One way you can come is overnight accommodations. So you can come to the training center just like it's a hotel, but right at Philmont. And you can book any of our housing units to come and stay for 1 to 2 days and get an experience in base camp, check out the Tooth of Time Traders, and kind of get an overall experience of the feel of Philmont and its bustling base camp. Some of our housing units that we offer are the terrace tents, which you can see pictured now. And then you can purchase bed in a bag, so you don't even have to haul all your bedding on the plane on the way here. We also have the luxury deluxe tents. They have a queen bed in them and 2 bunk beds. So those are great for families. And then we do have some roofed housing hotel style rooms available as well. But the real stars of the show in the summer out here are these deluxe tents. They are all of our families that stay in them rave about them.
Yes, I've never stayed in one yet, but I intend to. They look very cozy.
I got to stay in one at the summit, and it was really nice. So
Yeah, I think, and I want to make sure we mention that, because I think for a lot of folks, and I can speak for people in my own family, in my own house, visiting Philmont and the idea, camping in a tent in the middle of the woods for some folks is a deal breaker. Those tents at Philmont Scout Ranch are great because they are right there. They're extremely comfortable, but you also get a taste. You're still kind of in the wilderness, right? It's really, really gorgeous. You saw that photo of the night sky. It is amazing. It's the perfect combination of, roughing it in the sense that you're sort of out in the wilderness, but you don't have to rough it in the sense that you get to sleep on a mattress, and you get some climate control in some cases, right? Shout out real quick to Richard, who says that he never went to Philmont as a youth, but he's hoping to go with his son in 2027. Richard, very nice. Start the countdown right now. It's never too early to prepare. Kelly says that she's going to go to the the PTC staff reunion with her family while her oldest daughter attends NAIL, Nayle, National. Guys, remind me, what's NAIL?
National Advanced Youth Leadership Experience.
Thank you. I knew I could count on that. That's one of the cool things about the training center is that you can go with your family. You don't have to go by yourself. You can go by yourself if you want to get away from your family, but if you want to bring your family with you, you can do that. Maybe one of you guys could talk about that real quick. While somebody's attending a training, somebody else could be going on a hike or something like that, right?
Yeah. So at the training center, we have several activities. You want to share some of those activities?
Yeah,
Amy?
absolutely. So while your volunteer or your scouter is participating in a conference, the rest of the family can enjoy all these amazing activities in these beautiful mountain setting. There's horseback riding, coping, climbing, hiking, specialized games for different age groups. There's just really, and every summer I'm still learning the activities that the amazing program team is putting on and coming up with.
Yeah, we have a craft center where you can come and make your own souvenirs to take home, in addition to any merchandise you want to purchase that's been professionally made. But also each evening we have family activities, and we call them our evening programs. And that's designed for everyone who's staying at Philmont, no matter what program you're in. We get to come together and spend some family time in the evenings doing some fun activities, or maybe learning to dance at Western Night if you haven't learned two-step yet. If you haven't learned, I'm not the best teacher, but I have some people that are really good, and they still teach me, but they're like, maybe you don't teach everybody what to do. But there's so many options for you and your family, and a way while you are in conferences, if you bring your whole family, we have different age groups that do all of these activities. And so we have a daycare center. So if you have a child under 5, we can make sure that they have proper care and they have age appropriate activities for them to do while you're busy during the day. We also have 3 different age groups that we break up the youth, and they go with 2 of our staff, and they're guided on these activities so they are safe and also having a really great time at the ranch, maybe while you're in your course. And we also have an adult group as well. A lot of spouses of those that go to the conferences come, or just people who maybe they have adult kids and they want to bring them along. Grandma, grandpa, my friend, my neighbor, if you want to bring them along, they can join the Silverados group. And in this group, they do the same programs everybody else does, but they don't need as much supervision, but they still get some. So we're not leaving you alone in the woods. But
yeah, and the great thing, my husband has been in Silverado many times, and he enjoyed it every time. And it's a smorgasbord of activities. So the great thing with adults, they can pick and choose, or maybe just one afternoon they want to spend the whole afternoon finishing their wife's craft project, then they can. So it's very open.
Amy's only been there 2 days, but she already knows all the talking points. She's well trained. Good job, Maddie. Let's see real quick. Mark says he has attended 2 treks at Philmont as an adult. He can't wait for an excuse to come back. I think
Um,
Philmont Training Center is a great excuse to come back.
Yes.
Even if you don't have the opportunity to do a trek, you can still experience a lot of what Philmont has to offer. And we're going to get into the actual training courses here in just a minute. Julia says, welcome, Amy. She's very excited to have you.
Thank
And I'm
you.
not sure if she means to the show or at Philmont, but we'll say both. That's totally fine.
Thank you.
Yes, exactly. So again, this is the 75th anniversary of the Philmont Training Center. It started right basically where you guys are sitting right now, which is really, really cool that you were able to get in there and do the show from there today. And there is a special 75th anniversary celebration this summer. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, so this week, it's over the week with the 4th of July lands. We are doing a special 75th anniversary celebration for the training center. Everyone is invited. If you have been to Philmont or you know someone that's been to Philmont to the training center, if you want to come check it out, if you've been faculty here in one of our conferences or come for family adventure camps, staff, any reason that you have a connection to the training center, or if you want to learn more about it, we're having a whole week dedicated to remembering our history. And we're also awarding this award we're calling the Philmont Training Center Trailblazer Award that we're giving out to people that help pave the way to make what the training center is today. And that can be seen on our social media. We're slowly announcing all of them because there's a lot of people that put a lot of work in. So we're really excited to honor them that week. In addition to that ceremony we'll have, there's going to be fun for the whole family. We'll be able to go on hikes still. We'll be able to go to Cove and everything. But what's really different about this week is at the end of the week, you get to go to the Cimarron Maverick Rodeo. So this is the longest open rodeo in the West. So you can sign up and join, which is a little scary, but it is tradition in this area. And Wade Phillips was actually part of one of the founding members of the Maverick Rodeo. He was on that committee that put it together and kept the cowboy culture alive in this community. He wasn't the only one, but he did help, and he was part of it when it was founded. So it's really exciting. Philmont Wranglers go and participate in this as well. So it's a really good community Philmont-wide event. But we get to be part of that, and we get to go to a real rodeo in the West, as well as the 4th of July parade, and we have our own family carnival too that week.
That is so cool. Yeah, there is tons of stuff going on at Philmont. And, Amy and Maddie, I have talked to many, many youth who have been to Philmont on a backpacking trek. I've talked to many, many adults who have been with their kids on a backpacking trek to Philmont. And the one thing that they always say is, I want to go back, right? We've all heard that before. They have to go back somehow. Philmont Training Center, a great excuse to go back. And not just because it's at Philmont, but because the training courses, there is something, as you guys, for everyone. When apps became a big deal, remember those commercials? There's an app for that, right? They used to always say there's an app for everything. There's a Philmont training course for everything. And I'm not kidding, for everything, even things that you might not even think about. There's a course for that. So let's get into that if we could. All of these courses, by the way, are detailed on the Philmont Training Center website. We'll be flashing that URL up several times during the show today. And I feel like, Maddie, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys have organized the website, or at least the class is slightly different this year than what I've noticed in the past. They're kind of in different groups, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. One of the groups for, as we scroll down here, let's start with that first group in the bottom left, Conferences for All. Who can tell me about that group of classes?
Yeah, so this is a conference. These are conferences that are available for anyone who wants to just come to Philmont again and take any conference. We've kind of identified some popular ones. Well, you're welcome to choose any of these categories and join any conference. Right. But a few highlighted in this category would be the Philmont Fly Fishing. And so this is an opportunity if you're a beginner or if you're new to fly fishing to come out with some instructors, and they'll teach you how to cast, fly. You'll actually get to fish. It's a really great week. So if you're interested in fly fishing, that is an awesome one. In addition, I think we also have a wilderness first aid course that comes that week. So you get to come and practice wilderness first aid and get that certification by the end of the week. But if you qualify, you also can work to become a wilderness first aid instructor. And so we have a really great faculty for both of these. They're very dedicated to Philmont, and they've been coming for years. We have great relationships with them, and they love to share their craft, what they know how to do. So that is something that we would love to see you guys come out here for within the Conferences for All category.
To think about a conference where you get to go fly fishing, I mean, it's incredible. Whoever had that idea is like the smartest human ever. You get to go out to Philmont, and it's not an exaggeration when we talk about all of the Scouting America high adventure bases: Florida Sea Base, Northern Tier. You mentioned the summit earlier, Maddie. These are iconic locations, not just for scouting, but for outdoor activities in this part of the world. Again, I can't think of a better place to go fly fishing than Philmont Scout Ranch, and you can do it,
Right.
and you can tell your boss you're going to a conference. It's a great, really cool thing to do. I want to shout out Jim in the comments, who said he's going to be at the Scouting in the Lutheran Church conference. Let's skip forward a little bit. There are some conferences that are faith themed, I think, right? Faith in Scouting, and I know I'm sorry to make you guys flip through your notes, but since you brought it up. Faith in Scouting, tell us a little bit about those conferences, if we could.
Yeah, this week we have a few different conferences. We have one that's Faith in Scouting, the Scouting Chaplaincy. So it kind of teaches you skills on how to be a chaplain in a scout setting. So whether you're at camp, jamborees, high adventure bases, you can go and learn how to interact with people from a lot of different faiths and how to be a chaplain for them and guide them in things like conflict resolution and any counseling, which are all definitely skills that we are utilizing in our program today. And we can't do what we are doing without these people. In addition to that, we also have scouting in the Catholic Church, there's scouting in the Lutheran Church. I know I'm missing one and I can't see on
Scouting in the Methodist Church, I believe, is
scouting in the Methodist Church.
Yep.
But that is a week where we have multiple faith conferences going on, and it's really great because outside of the conference, all of those conferences get to mingle with each other and make some contacts, which are really nice going forward. It's always great to have a team, and that's a great way to have people you can reach out to if you encounter something maybe you don't know how to do.
Absolutely. I'm going to add on to that too, just because my experience coming and working either as a staff advisor or a participant. I was a Silverado one summer, just the connections and the networking and the relationships that you build being in this beautiful setting with this beautiful weather and these amazing people. It is sometimes life-changing. And so that's such a huge element to all of these things, regardless of the conference that you choose to attend.
But that's a great point, Amy. I mean, people talk about, again, life-changing. That's a very, very common term, I think, to people who have visited Philmont as a youth, as an adult, or for people who have worked at Philmont, who have staffed during the summer, or who have worked there maybe for months and months and months and years and years. And I think that it's kind of like maybe a jamboree or something like that, or even on a local level, like a camporee, right, where you get a lot of people together, kind of like-minded people, right, who are outdoors in a pristine location like that. It's impossible not to have a great time. Maddie and Amy were nice enough to send us a lot of pictures, and you guys either did a really good job of making people look like they were happy, or maybe they were actually smiling faces in these photos that we have seen. Look at that guy right there. Look how much fun that guy's having. That's me on my. Now it was a little bit, Maddie, I don't know if you remember when I visited there, it was a little bit snowy. It's not like that all the time out there. There's me and my coworker Gina. Yes, and there's one of those nice tents right there. We had a great visit there last year. I did not know we were going to be looking at those photos. Thank you, Gina, for the heads up on that. Appreciate it very much. I do want to give a quick shout out to Danielle, who says they're coming to Scouting U the week of July 13th and 19th. Focus on a scout leader training. Every scout deserves a trained leader. Yes, maybe let's talk about that real quick. If you're a scout leader and you want to become a better scout leader, guess where you go to do that? What can you guys tell us about that?
Yeah, we have an NYLT Power Up Conference. So nothing says more about leadership in scouting than any of our NYLT affiliated courses or NAIL affiliated courses. So you get to come with like-minded individuals and learn about the role of servant leadership, which we all know so well, but it's really nice to collaborate with a group of people and build on that idea and how we can share that with others. Where you want to add?
Absolutely, yes. And that is definitely a very supportive group of folks, right? Both through the NAIL experience, the NYLT experience, and any of the other leadership opportunities. I just saw Alyssa Hightower on. Hi, Alyssa. Can't wait to see you here for the Adaptive Outdoor Conference. Oh my gosh, that is near and dear to my heart, of course. And then also to accompany the ZO Week, where amazing things are happening in that world. I'll have Maddie explain a little bit more about that.
Maybe since Alyssa brought it up, maybe you guys can expand on that a little bit.
Yeah. So opening up, and this is like creating pathways section of our website that we just reorganized. So creating pathways to scouting for all, right? And so in this, we have the ZIA experience as well as the Adaptive Special Needs Conference. What's really great is they work together. So while you come to the conference, you get to work with the youth and the adults in the ZIA experience program and actively learn how to adapt program and make things more welcoming for everyone. It's a really hands-on course with some great instructors. I think we have a lot of people signed up for the ZIA experience this year, so we're really excited. We need to get some people in for that conference, and we'd love to have you out. Actually, Elisa Hightower is the contact for that one. And we're looking forward to having her out here. She's one of our faculty that have come time and time again and really helped us get all of our special needs programs running. She was actually an advisor on our first ZIA Trek this last year. So she went on the trail and she she did the thing, and now she's coming back to the training center again this summer.
Jeremy says, I know Amy Rigg-Hutcherson. Yes, very, very cool. Thanks for tuning in, Jeremy.
Hi,
yeah, Maddie, you pointed out a second ago, I think you were talking about the dance instruction, and you're not a dancer. You do have people there who can teach. The same thing with Alyssa, right? We bring in the best folks to teach these classes, so you are in good hands. Speaking of good folks, Bruce says he's going to be a docent at the National Scouting Museum for 2 weeks. Bruce, we appreciate that. That's very cool. I don't think I ever shouted out to DJ, who's coming to us from Troop 7070. Sarah Lou says she can't wait. Very, very cool. You mentioned earlier, guys, I know this has been a few minutes now, but we got distracted talking about other stuff, but I just want to give a quick shout out to Wilderness First Aid. As a guy, part of my job here at Scouting America is the Scouts in Action section of Scouts Life magazine, which you guys all know is, these amazing stories of youth saving people's life and adults, right? Wilderness First Aid, it's not just good in the wilderness. I mean, Wilderness First Aid comes in handy. Obviously, it comes in handy at a place like Philmont Scout Ranch, but we've heard stories of Wilderness First Aid coming in handy, in a busy intersection when there's a car accident or something like that, right? And it takes a while for emergency responders to respond, things like that. It would be hard to think of a more useful course that you could take, just one of the many options that are offered at Philmont Scout Ranch. I'm scrolling through the list here. There's one of the sections is called Scouting Unit Essentials. We've kind of touched on this a little bit, but maybe we could expand a little bit on this interesting, at least to me, interesting subhead, Psychology of Scouting. What can you guys tell us about that?
Yeah, so this course really focuses on the mental health of youth within our program. As we know, that's really relevant today and really important to ensuring a good experience within scouting. And understanding youth mental health is critical to our role as adults in the movement to make sure our kids are safe and that they are ready to experience everything this program has to offer so they can successfully learn those skills and then take them out into the world so they're prepared. And the first step is definitely understand the mind of youth, and the mind of youth today in 2025. It's very different than it has been in the past, and we're in a new world. There's phones now, and there's so many different avenues of things that we need to be cognizant of and to be able to take care of them.
Yeah, really happy to see that this is coming up more and more, and this is really giving our resources so needed to our volunteers, our scouting parents, and it is a community. It takes a village. We always say this in a lot of different atmospheres, but the idea and the resources that are coming up more and more now to help make sure that everyone's mental health is, attended to and check. And this is just more and more support that we're giving to our scouting volunteers and our scouts.
Yeah, it's really awesome to see that on the schedule. We've been teaching adults basic first aid in scouting for 100 years or so, right? And the reason why is because, you need to be available to help. You don't have to be a surgeon, right? You just need to know basic first aid. And that's kind of what this is, right? It's just basic mental, emotional first aid, because as scout leaders, we are put in a position where we can help people, which is a good thing. This is a great thing, right? You're not asked to be a therapist or a psychologist or a counselor. You're just asked to know just some sort of basic things. Very, very useful. Very, very cool to see that as well. Kim chimes in and says her son's 4 treks at Philmont transformed his future. They did the Rayado trek, which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that's a big one. right, guys?
That is.
Yeah, that's a 21-day trek in the Philmont wilderness.
Yeah.
Not for the faint of heart, but it's a really great experience, and a lot of youth have a lot of success coming out of that program.
Yes, yes, very, very, very cool. We just have about 5 minutes left here on our show, visiting with Maddie and Amy from Philmont Training Center. They are celebrating their 75th birthday. Not Amy and Maddie; they're not that old. Philmont Training Center is Philmont Training Center is 75 years young this summer. A couple of photos we have are black and white photos that show some of the early days. Those are very, very cool. But yeah, it's a fun time for the whole family. Opportunity to get out to Philmont, to experience some of the beauty and the majesty of what Philmont has to offer, but then also the opportunity to come home and take a shower every night, which for some folks, I mean, that's a big deal. And I don't blame them. I totally get it. Let's talk a little bit about another one of the categories. We've kind of mentioned this a little bit, but maybe we can get into a little more detail: relationship building. Again, one of the things about all of these, any kind of scouting event that you go to, you get to meet a lot of people who are there for the same reason, and you become friends. We've heard stories about people who have stayed friends for life, maybe even met their future spouse at Philmont. Right? What can you tell us about the category of relationship building?
Yeah, you'll find conferences in this category that have more of a growth mindset within their course, right? It's about adapting to the future and building relationships with people so you can help grow people and develop people with different trainings. And it kind of shows you really what the basic, I don't know what you would call it, the foundation of like training and things like that is building that positive relationship and a relationship of trust, so that even when something maybe doesn't go quite right, it's easier to get corrected or feedback when you have a relationship with the individual that's doing that. So if you're in a scouting unit and you're working with people to get maybe like rank up as they go, it's really nice to feel safe and have a good relationship with the person that is going to help you grow yourself. And so that's really what the conferences in this category focus on. Do you have anything you want to add?
No, Maddie said it great. What we do in scouting is relationship based, and it's about developing our youth, and everything we tie into that. And this is going to be a great representation of that in all the courses in this category.
We encourage everybody to go to the Philmont Training Center website, browse through the catalog of courses. I think registration's open right now, right?
Yes.
So they can go ahead and register for the.
I was just going to say one quick thing before we run out of time. I know we didn't hit on the unit experience. It is brand new. I think it just opened a couple days.
So a lot of you are probably familiar with Family Adventure Camp, where you can come as a whole family unit and participate in all of our programs without being in a conference at all. But in addition to that, we've created a way for units who maybe aren't quite old enough to go on trek, but they want to come have the Philmont experience or check it out for the future or get a peek into the window of high adventure. We have Unit Adventure Camp, which is a way for units to come participate in our Family Adventure Camp program. So they'll also have those activities available. They'll be able to have cobbler night and to go on hikes and do an overnight camp out and really experience the training center as well. And as well as getting a few maybe camping program base camp activities that they get to peek into and see maybe what older kids in their troop are doing when they're going on a trek. So that is brand new this year. We have lots of space open. So if people have any questions, they can contact us at the training center. But yeah, that's something that's new. We're excited to hear the feedback from it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We've had a lot of requests of people wanting to bring their units out, especially with their younger scouts that are 11 to 13. So this will be an exciting time for us and being able to open to the doors to as many people as possible to come to the training center. And another thing I wanted to add, in addition to our 75th reunion celebration, we will be celebrating the reunion every week of the summer. So if you just can't choose, and maybe you want to do more than one thing, or you can't come every single week of the summer, I know that's hard.
Yep.
But we'll be having a birthday party every Friday for the 75th reunion, and we'll have themed like flag ceremonies and different programs throughout the week to honor the 75th reunion, the 75th anniversary, I guess, of the training center. And so we're so excited to have that involved in all of our programs, whether you're in Unit Adventure Camp, Family Adventure Camp, overnight accommodation, you're here for a conference, you're in the Kids and Silverados program. There really truly is something for everyone to do here.
Huge celebration.
Yes, that's great. Remind me, most of the Philmont classes are 1 week long. Is it generally Monday through Friday?
Yeah, so they'll arrive on a Sunday and usually everyone departs on a Saturday. So they're
Got
all
it.
about a week long.
Basically a full week of fun and excitement and bonding with other people and learning a lot. And we mention this every once in a while, but I want to mention this again. You know, a lot of these leadership development classes, things like that, you know, your boss might be totally fine with you going without even taking vacation because they're designed to make you a better leader, not just in scouting, right? I mean, it's designed to teach you leadership skills and relationship skills that you can use to apply anywhere. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yep. That's a great
Yeah,
point.
and if you can't commit to a whole week, there is a way to come for a half week, and it's half week family adventure camp. So if you can only come out for a couple days, we can accommodate you as well. So there really is, you never know until you ask. We have a lot on the table, but feel free to reach out to us if you have maybe a specific situation that isn't what we have up on our site.
Yeah. I was today years old when I learned about half-week family adventure camp. Very, very cool. Peter, I want to before we go, quick shout out to Peter, who says his first trip to the Philmont Training Center was during its 25th anniversary. I'm not a math expert, but I'm going to guess that was 50 years ago. Danielle says, Peter, come back for the 75th. I agree, Peter. We need to get you. Back out there this summer. Yes. Mark, another one of my favorite people, says that Philmont is his favorite place on earth. I agree. Mark, very, very cool. Yes, good to see you, sir. Thank you for watching. Guys, this has been great. Philmont Training Center, go to the website. Any final messages we want to make sure we get out there before we let you guys go?
We can't wait to host you, and we're excited to see you.
Yeah, please come on down. Come have fun with us. They call this place in New Mexico the Land of Enchantment. And please come experience the Philmont magic that so many of you guys remember. It's still alive today, and come share it with the rest of your family.
Yeah, and we could do a whole show, by the way, on the Philmont staff. The Philmont staff is awesome. They are so welcoming and so cool. They will make you feel right at home. I know they did for me when I was up there. Maddie and Amy, thank you so much for joining us today. I think the end result of our show, if we had to sum it up in just a sentence or two, would be that, you know, the only people Philmont Training Center is for scouts and parents and siblings and grandparents and anyone who's never been to Philmont and anyone who has been to Philmont but wants to go back and anyone who would like to learn about Philmont. Other than that, it's really not for you probably, but yeah, basically Philmont is for everybody. We'll leave it with Sherry's. I think Sherry had the best comment of them all. I love PTC. We love it as well. Maddie and Amy, thanks so much for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all for watching from home today. We appreciate it very much. Very much. Go to the Philmont Training Center website. Get out to Philmont this summer, whether you've been there before or not. We look forward to seeing you on the trail and at base camp and everywhere else. Bye, everybody. Bye, Maddie. Bye, Amy.
Bye.